sin causes us not to see things from God's perspective. And that's what happened when they sinned. And this is the awesome thing that I had never really seen before, because it's like, why would they all of a sudden be afraid? Why would they hide from God, whom created them and whom they loved, and who was their creator and master and friend? Why would you hide from somebody that you love? Because sin causes you to be separated and not see things in the right perspective. You see things from a struggle point of view instead of a faith or an opportunity to be blessed perspective. So again, now we're talking about spiritually, they were separated from God and they were in a sin state. Mentally, they could not think of God the way they thought of God before mentally, so they were messed up. Emotionally, they were afraid. They were afraid of God. Because why? God told them not to eat of the tree. So you understand. So, let's see where we was at. Okay. Verse 9, that's where we were. And the Lord God called unto Adam and said unto him, where art thou? Where are you spiritually? Where are you mentally? Where are you emotionally? Where are you at in the plan that I gave you? See, God knew where Adam was. Now let's make this clear. I don't know if I'm going to get through this whole message today, but this message is good. God knew where Adam was. God asked Adam, where art thou? Because he wanted to see if Adam understood where he was. He wanted to know, Adam, do you know what you've done? Do you know what has happened? That's what God was asking. Adam, do you know where you are? I'm asking this question to the people today. Where are you? Are you somewhere separated from God? Are you living in your sin and cannot get to God because you're afraid of what you have done, or you're afraid of what you are doing, and you are ashamed to go to God? That's what happened with Adam. He was ashamed. That's why he hid himself. Watch this. This is awful good here. It says in verse 8, and Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord God amongst the trees of the garden. And verse 9 says, and the Lord called unto Adam and said unto him, where art thou? Verse 10, and he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked and I hid myself. So now Adam confesses, I was afraid. Why were you afraid all of a sudden of a God that you had walked with, talked with, loved, and trusted, and all of a sudden you're afraid? Sin makes you afraid. Huh? I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to get fired on my job. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pay my bills this week. I don't know what's going to happen. The car's acting. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get away. Why are you afraid? Where's your faith? See, sin will cause your faith not to work. But see, last week, I just remember last week, we talked about this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate on the word day and night. So you got to speak the word, you got to think about the word, and you got to do the word. That's the only way that the word is going to work in your life. You got to live the word. So you cannot stay in a place where you're separated from God and expect for things to go the way they're supposed to go. You can't live separated from God and be blessed. Yeah, you be blessed for a season, but before you know it, it's going to take a turn for the worse. And you're going to be like, well, how did I get here? You was already headed there when you wasn't walking with God, when you was in sin. So you got to come out from among them and be ye separate. That's what the Bible said. Let me read. It says in verse 11, I believe I'm at, and he said, who told thee that thou wast naked? Hast thou eaten of the tree whereof I commanded thee that thou should not eat? And the man said, the woman whom thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat. Guess what? Adam should have never even said, the woman that thou gavest me to be with me, she did give me of the tree, and I did eat. You know what? Guess what? No matter who calls you to sin, you still sin. Look here, they gave me the joint, and I smoked it. Guess what? You ain't got to say somebody gave it to you or you bought it from somebody. You smoked the joint. You drunk the alcohol. You fornicated. You bought the lottery ticket. You went to the riverboat. They invited me. The people on my job invited me to the riverboat, so I went. Or the people on my job invited me to the strip club, so I went. Just because somebody invites you don't mean you got to go.